What's up, y'all? I'm JonBoy Tattoo on Instagram. I've been tattooing for 20 years now. Did an apprenticeship in Decorah, Iowa, a place called Valhalla Tattoo. I went to school to be a youth pastor. I went to seminary, so I went out there to be a youth director at this youth church, and it was probably the most boring place I've ever lived in was Iowa. And I started hanging out at the local tattoo parlor, and I was already into, tattoo art and getting tattooed, and there was something that I was drawn to, the art of it, and even like the rebellious side, because, society told me that I shouldn't have markings on my body. My job, I feel, is to keep the art of tattooing alive. It's the oldest form of art, and it's so sacred to me. I do it for the people. I love the stories, and I love just being part of their journey and their healing. My style of tattooing is very minimal right now. Clean, small, micro. I think that's the wave right now. My clientele, they wear tattoos like it's a piece of jewelry, like little accessories. Them feeling part of that club, that tattoo club. I think that's special. Sometimes these small tattoos have the biggest meaning behind them, even though it might just be a little, dot or a date or a lettering or word. I think it's special either way. Whether you get a small piece or a big piece, a tattoo's a tattoo. Yeah, posties. Yeah, that was a super hard tattoo because we had done that. Was it Posty Fest or the Made in America tour in Philly? I think it was that. It was that because I tattooed him and his one of his best friends, Kyle. He's also Posty's tattoo artist. And to line up those sevens like right in between, because it was a 7 here and a 7 here. And it's just one of his favorite numbers. Yeah, that was a hard tattoo, because I had to make sure that it was very symmetrical. But Post Malone's got the eye for it, so he was like, all right, like let's move it a little bit here and there. And he's just like one of my favorite people to tattoo. He's always a fun time. I don't think I had him like on a massage table laying down or anything like that, so luckily I work with a wireless machine, so I don't have to worry about my cords getting in the way, so I can kind of maneuver and manipulate my my stance on people's tattoos. So, and then I had to do it again on his best friend, because why not? Miss Hailey Bieber got the heart. That's a very iconic one. I love doing that for her. I love Hailey's tattoos. She gets little charms, little tattoos here and there. What that represented her, and just a woman full of love, and obviously love for her man's Justin. But yeah, a lot of people have come in to get that tattoo where Hailey got it. She's a super cool girl and trendsetter. I'll usually ask and let my clients know too, like, hey, someone kind of wants this tattoo, or you got it, and da 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 da. And if they're cool, they're cool, and if they're not, then then you try to talk them out of it. But when it comes to just like simple stuff like that, little accessories, I mean, she's, like I said, Hailey's a trendsetter, so I mean, she's fashion. So I feel like if someone wants to get that, it's because they appreciate that and it looks good on them. It's their body. I wouldn't copy anything, line for line on something that's super like detailed. And I've had it where I've tried to be like, oh, why don't you get it somewhere else or get something else? They're set on that. If you don't do it, they're gonna go somewhere else. So it's not my body. We're here to offer a service. So I'm not gonna be the one staring at it. You are. So. Grace, yeah, the Biebs. I remember him coming with Hailey, and to be quite honest, he wanted that quite bigger. And I remember putting the stencil on, and it being a bigger Grace in block letters, and he wanted kind of that posty vibe. But Hailey was there, and she was like, no, why don't you just get something small and cute, and obviously, like, being in love, you're gonna do what what your lady says. So he got it small, and I remember that was one of the best days because we sat around and we ended up like praying together. And I think they had just gotten back together, and a week later he was in the Bahamas and proposed to Hailey. Also, fun fact was that jacket that he's wearing, he gave it to me. He's like, try this on, and it was a Gucci jacket. And I tried it on. He's like, bro, it looks good on you. Like, you can have it. And I was like, what? And so I sleep with it every night. It's awesome. Oh, wow, yeah. I love Noah. What? What band? That's from Band. I'm drawing a blank. We have to know. I have to Google it now because I feel like I need to know what I'm talking about. But I did that at the Roosevelt Hotel. Was that the first time I met Noah? I remember she hit me up when she was 17, and I was like, man, I would love to tattoo you, but, you know, you're not 18 yet. And her and I have become really just like best friends since then. Oh, Arctic Monkeys. So that's an Arctic Monkeys reference tattoo. So yeah, she's a big fan. She loves music, and I love Noah. I think she's so talented, and I love her new music, and you know, almost I feel like she's underrated, but I mean, I don't know, man. I'm a big fan, and she's one of my best friends, my little sister. I love that tattoo. That was like the night before she went on SNL. I'm like, yo, you better make sure you keep that bandage on. You know, I put on the Tegaderm, and I was like, you know, being the tattoo artist, being like, you know, like, make sure you take care of that. And it was cool seeing that on TV the next day. She loves Beck, and that comes from that song Loser. And she's far from being a loser, but Beck's probably one of her favorite bands, so sweetheart. Meow, good old Kendall. Yeah, that was a fun one. She was on the Ellen show saying that she was drunk and got that, which she was not, so I don't know. You know, I had people being like, why would you tattoo someone drunk, blah, blah, blah. I was like, nah, she wasn't drunk. She wanted meow on her lip.
So was she tipsy or just...
No, man, she was high on life. Yeah, the famous white dot. I mean, that was her first tattoo. She had not planned on getting any tattoos, and I think we were hanging out with our friends Joe and Haley, and she was like, what does it feel like? And, you know, asking a bunch of questions, and she's like, what if I got a little white dot? I'm like, what? Just a little white dot? And I'm like, what does that even mean to you? And I remember her saying, like, it's the little things that matter. So I was like, that's super sweet, you know? And after she got that, it was crazy because everyone wanted a white dot on their finger. I think small tattoos have always been around. I think it's just a matter of like having the patience and the precision to do it, because there's no room for error. Tattoos are gonna age no matter what, you know, as your skin ages, you know, it stretches, it moves around. Knowing that, you have to be prepared for that. You have to warn the client, you know, and on your end as a professional, you wanna make sure that you put on a clean tattoo. Because it's all still new, I think, to the industry, we're still looking at them like, you know, okay, how are these gonna age? But at the same time, at the end of the day, like, we're you know, these bodies that we carry, like, we're not gonna take it with us. So when you are in your 50s, 60s, whatever, and you start to wrinkle, whatever, I don't think you're gonna worry about that. My thing is, like, I want to give that person that memory right now. You know, I want to give that tattoo right now because that's what they want.